was on deck and god damn it, I'm feeling myself. Cause I'ma get it all, and I'ma do it all like god damn it, I'm feeling myself.
What's up guys, it's your girl Leslie, aka Paint Me Pretty, and welcome back to my channel. So today, students, I need a ruler, let me pretend. Pay attention. Today is Eyeshadow 101 class. Now I'm going to be teaching you beginners how to get this look, how to blend, and how to apply your eyeshadow. So if you would like to learn, then please keep on watching. And if you're new here, don't forget to hit that subscribe button. Make sure you click the little bell next to it so you get notified every time I upload, and give this video a thumbs up. All right, you guys, class is in session. All right, you guys, so I will be bringing you up close and personal so you can see what I'm doing. However, my brows decided to take the day off. They decided, I don't want to fucking work today. So don't judge. So the first thing that you want to do is, of course, start off with clean brushes. Now I deep clean my brushes maybe once a week, but during the week, you want to use one of these. This is a color cleaner. It's like a quick change cleaner for your brush. It's got a little Brillo pad thing in it. And you just swirl your brush around and it cleans it off. It's ideal. So get you one of these. They're like $2 on Amazon. Best thing ever. Especially if you guys are on a budget and you don't have that many brushes, this is perfect to use for you too. Now on to the eyes. The first thing that you want to do is you want to prime your eyes. Now you could either use like a dedicated eyeshadow base like the MAC Paint Pot or the P. Louise base, which I'm not a fan of, or simply concealer. Concealer works just fine. So that's what I'm going to use today. I'm going to use the Fenty concealer to prime my eyelid. Now, if you don't know what priming your eyelid does, it basically extends the life of your eyeshadow. Just want to blend this in with a synthetic brush. Anyway, like I was saying, it extends the life of your eyeshadow throughout the day. It also gives it a nice blank, even canvas to blend over. That looks good. Now some people do this step, some people don't. I have oily eyelids, so if you do too, you're gonna wanna do this step. You're going to wanna set that base with a little bit of translucent powder. This will help keep the oils at bay and also dry off the base. Because if you don't, the base will remain tacky and you can't blend over it. Sometimes you guys see me not set the base, and that's only when I'm working with like ultra bright colors. So I just use some of Patrick's powder to set that. Now, we're gonna use the Makeup Revolution Jewel Collection Gilded Palette because it pretty much has everything we need. It's got our mattes and our shimmers. So the first thing you want to do is lay down a transition color. Now this could be anything that is maybe flesh toned for you, or a lot of times the browns, the really light browns, make really great transition shades. Transition shades are going to help the other shades blend together and makes a really pretty gradient. So make sure you grab a large fluffy brush. Now for my skin tone, the browns don't really show up as a transition shade for me, not the light ones. And I don't like using the skin tone ones. So I like to use more of a orangey, peachy transition shade. So I'm gonna jump into Summer Love. Always make sure you tap off the excess. And you're gonna start just blending this right over your crease. You're going to want to blend both in circular motions and in windshield wiper motions. The reason we use different motions is to disperse the eyeshadow evenly. And you want to do this step quite lightly. And the way you ensure that is by holding your brush further away. If you hold it like this, it's going to be way too hard. So this forces you to go light. So I'm going to do a tad bit more, tapping off the excess and just blending that over. I'm notorious for getting my eyeshadow up to my eyebrows, and I like that look, but as a beginner, you're gonna wanna try to stay away from this upper area. All right, so now we've got our first shade on. So the next thing you wanna do is go into a shade that is a little bit darker. So what I'm gonna do is dip into Morocco, which is, I guess I should show you guys the color. So this one was the first one I used. Now I'm gonna dip into Morocco to put directly underneath. Same process. Tap off your brush and go a little bit further into your crease. Again, you wanna do the circular motions. So we're swirling and we're windshield wipering. I don't know what the right word would be. Always make sure if you're looking into a small mirror or a magnifying mirror at first, always make sure you look up into a mirror that's like normal distance away so you can really see what you're doing. Because sometimes it looks like really good up close and then you look up and it's uneven. So make sure you're double checking. That's why you guys see me in my videos always like, look, because I'm looking into both mirrors. If you have hooded eyes like I do, you're gonna wanna bring this color just above your crease because you want it to be seen. Okay, so now I want to go a little bit darker, and we're going to use a little bit more of a dense brush because this is going to go more in the crease line. I am actually going to go into Heat Wave because I really like this color. It's pretty. It's not really darker per se, but I like the gradient that it ends up making. So find your crease and look down and look up. It's right there for me. And I'm gonna stamp this in my crease. You can also use a pencil brush for this. They look like this to really get in the crease, but we're gonna use this for today because we wanna blend. When you do the pencil brush, it's really just for placement. So we're windshield wiping and tapping the product into the skin as well. So next you want to go ahead and do a quick blend. Make sure that everything is looking good. Take the second blending brush you used with the slightly darker color and blend in the middle. You want to use the one with the darker shade on because you have a darker shade in here. Normally you would use a lighter shade to blend out any colors, but not in this case. All right, so continuing on, I'm gonna go back into Morocco and just go over it a little bit because it has gone away just a bit, and that's fine. We're not gonna be cutting the crease today because this is a beginner's tutorial. I will do a tutorial on cut creases. If you guys want, just let me know in the comments. I would love to teach you guys how to do different types of cut creases. Okay, so we're good there. Now we're gonna work on this part of our eye, which is referred to as the outer V. This is usually where you wanna put the darkest shade to kind of smoke it out. So what I wanna do is go ahead and put Confession, which is this one. This is my confession. Y'all saw that coming. If you're new here, tap off the excess. Oh, and I'm using a packing brush. If you're new here, I sing shit a lot, like just random song lyrics. So what I'm doing now is just packing this onto the outer corner, starting with this color and moving into a darker shade. So you want to pat that just in that outer corner. And you can bring it up a smidge, but you don't want to go too far with that. And another trick, I'm going to flip the brush upside down on the empty side, and I want to dip into Irreplaceable. You're irreplaceable. All right, Beyonce. Tap off the excess, and again, it's gonna go here in the outer V and a tad bit into the crease. You want to do a quick blend. Like I said, you want to stop every step and do a quick blend. I'm going to take a blending brush with nothing on it, and we're going to go in circular motions to blend this outer corner together. The types of brushes you use are so important. I never knew that until I started really getting into makeup. And then I was like, well, damn, that makes a world of difference. As does the quality of the eyeshadow you have. You don't have to spend $1 million on a palette to get good quality. This palette right here was like 15 bucks. So I'm gonna deepen this up just a tad bit more because we wanna match the other side. As I'm looking in my mirror, I can tell that this side is a little bit darker. I'm just bringing that a little into the crease. It will settle, as you can tell, it'll settle and kind of blend together. Okay, let's take that blending brush and do a quick swirlaroo. Okay, so before we add the shimmer, let's assess where we are. Okay, I feel that we need to blend a little more of the first color back up here, so we'll go ahead and do that. That was Summer Love. You can always go back and fix something if you don't like it. Don't get discouraged. Everything is fixable. Okay. Okay, I'm gonna take one more blending brush. This is a little bit denser of a brush. I'm going to put the matte beige color, which is this one, So What. We're gonna blend this over the top, like so. This is going to go as the first part of going underneath the eyebrow and is going to blend out the top of that first shadow. And always make sure that you're paying attention to the blend you've got going on in the inner corner. I will admit that that is one of my problem areas as well. I'm adding a tad bit of the darkest color. I'm not picking up any more, I'm just using whatever's on the brush. Blending is key, you guys. That is the key to having perfect eyeshadow. I'm telling you. Okay, so for this part that we have left, we're going to add some shimmer. We're gonna go into Dreamboat. As you can see, my nails have gotten into it. When you use a shimmer like this is a creamy one as opposed to a powdery one, and I'll show you. So if you dip into this, it's very creamy. It's very pretty. And if you dip into something like this one, Heartfelt, you can even see in the pan, this is a powder. Not nearly as bright. So what I want to do is I want to go ahead and use the creamy one because it's going to stick to the eyelids by itself. I like to use my finger first. So swirl it around and place it right in the middle like this. If you have nails or long fingers like I do, be very, very careful that you don't get this onto that crease color. You can build this up as much or as little as you like. So the first layer I've laid down with my finger. The next layer, I'm going to use a flat brush that's really small to get into the inner corner. Now with these, I'm not really tapping them off too much because we want full opacity. Also bring some in that inner corner. And up just so it touches the crease. Now watch out, my hooded eye girls, because this can transfer. So be very careful where you put this. All right, that looks good. I want to go back to the second blending brush, and we want to make sure that these two blend seamlessly. So I'm just going to kind of pat and windshield the edges so they're not harsh and they blend seamlessly. And let's put some more of Heat Wave back, just a tad. And blend. That's basically it as far as the eyeshadow goes. So underneath the brow, we have already laid down the base color. So now you want to add a little bit of shimmer just at the brow bone so that when the sun hits it, it's really, really pretty. So use that same brush that you used. I'm going to actually dip into Glam, which is a little bit lighter. You don't want it to match, you know, the same shimmers because that's just too much. Make sure it is going just at the high point or the arch of your brow. And do make sure that you go over that with a little blend using the first brush. Again, just to smooth out the edges, like so. Now, if you choose, you can do liner. I generally don't do liner because I wear false lashes, but if you do, I would suggest using like a colored liner, like this one, or a brown, or a burgundy, just so it's not too harsh with black. If you choose to use black, hey, that's cool. That's all on you. Just not something I use. I'm gonna go ahead and put some concealer on, and we're gonna go ahead and do our lower lash line. So now what we're going to do is take a teeny tiny smudger brush. So I'm going to start with Summer Love. I do prefer my lower lash line to have some color. I don't like to do it black. It's just too much for me. You're gonna start smudging that. right along the lash line. Now I still do. I like to connect the lower lash color to the outer V, just because I think it makes it look more seamless. If you do that, make sure you blend it in. Okay, so for the middle, I'm gonna flip my brush over. I'm gonna go into Heat Wave and put that towards the front because it is lighter. Always stay lighter towards the front of the eye. I want to take some more of a Glam, which is that glitter, and I'm gonna put this in the very front as well. This also helps to brighten and open the eyes. Like so. All right, so let me go ahead and do mascara and finish my face and we'll chat. All right, you guys, so the look is all complete. What do you think? I'm not really focused on everything else that's on my face right now. It's just the eyes. And I really hope that this was helpful to you. I hope you learned something today. Let me know in the comments if you'd like me to do more tutorials. If you enjoyed this video, please make sure you give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe and turn on that notification bell, because if you don't, then YouTube won't tell you when I upload and we'll all be sad. All right, you guys, I'll see you in my next one. Bye.
She my pretty young thing and I do anything for her.